Normally a shark will dump twice as much line a little bit faster than that, even though these are pulling great. I mean,
by the time you already pick the pole up, they're already down.
Oh yeah. Well, the good thing about these circle hooks do all the work for you. You don't have to say, yeah, that's another drum. These circle hooks do all the work for you. That's a nice one.
Oh, jeez.
Like I said, they're a strong fighter, but then you get about a 4-knot current going with them. All right. Come here, Mr. Drummy. Get those circle hooks out.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Isn't it there? Pretty fish. About a 6-pounder there. He's a little smaller, but he's got a pretty blue tail. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello, welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, today's program started out with us doing some shark research, but Joe, it turned into red drum.
Real quick, we had a school of red drum move in on this flats that we were set up to catch sharks, and that show we eventually got, that you'll see later in the season. But this particular morning, we got set up, and all of a sudden the rods went off, and we actually did catch one shark, and then after that they disappeared. But this whole school of red drum, 25 to 32-inch class fish moved in, and we had an exciting hour and a half of fishing, and I just had to show it because it was just so much fun.
Now, you start talking about an hour and a half of fishing. We had to do some jumping through the hoops, and we'll talk about rigging for that in gear time.
Well, we were pretty much, for that class drum, we may have been a little over initially because we were set up a little heavier for the sharks. But Joe downsized as the morning progressed, and so we pretty much balanced it out. But a red drum of that class will give you a tug, as anybody that's caught them knows. And so it turned out to be a great morning.
It's going to be a good day too because Donna's got a recipe for fish today.
Yeah, a trout recipe that you need to write down.
No doubt about it. Well, let's get started. It's all right here on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Oh. Have you seen him come out of the water yet?
Oh, not yet, not yet. There, he's starting to fight a little bit.
He'll figure out he's hooked here.
Oh yeah, there. Let's get that
head shake.
Wait a minute. It's a drum, I think.
Yeah, it is a drum. Oops, my drummer back. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what I'm gonna do, Chris. I know where that was, and we're gonna see if that school's back. I'm gonna throw this right out there and see if we get a double. Pretty drum, isn't it?
I tell you what, it fights real similar to that.
It does. That's what I thought. That's what I thought yesterday when I caught him. But there's another one behind it. All right, back up a little bit and I'll grab him.
Look at this, a whole bunch of these things are floating
by. There's two or three life vests floating by. I don't know what the deal is here. That's a healthy little drum, isn't that?
Jeez.
You know, I reckon he's not pretty. It's about a 28, 29 incher.
Man, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. Look how he's on the bar out here. He's nice red back, silver belly.
So it kind of gives you a couple of things to shoot for here.
Yeah, hey, you never know. Whoa. That's him right there.
Wow.
Pretty enough. Go back and tell your buddies to come on, all right?
Well, that was a nice fight. They fight.
Look, they fight
really just
much like a shark.
It has that
size.
They dive down and then they have that pull.
And they got the head shake.
Yeah.
Got another one, another drum.
Another drum?
Yep.
Well, they sure fight just like the black nose.
They sure do. I tell you what, if it's anything like the other day, we are really gonna be in for it. That is a pretty fish.
Oh, look at that.
Look at him. Another one right underneath him.
Wow.
You know they're thick when you catch them on wire leaders and 10-aught hooks.
Yeah.
Come here, big guy.
Man.
Now that is a nice drum.
That's definitely a bonus for the shark fishing.
I guarantee it is. Look at that.
Jeez, look at
Another one. He's a little bit smaller than the last one, but he fought a little bit harder. Pretty enough.
that. Beautiful. Well, Joe, we set out here to catch some sharks, do some tagging, see what type. We're out here on the flats, and we caught one blacknose, and all of a sudden we got into some drum.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get into in there with this current coming in from the inlet. Tide coming in, brings all the bait. Drum come in here. We catch plenty of nice drums, Spanish, bluefish. Springtime, get cobias come in here. Just no telling what you're going to catch back in here. I mean, they all feed on the same stuff. You know, they're all, menhaden's a great bait for everything. You know, sharks, drum, cobias, easy to get. And hey, you just never know. It's an opportunistic type of fishing. We catch what we can as long as it tugs on our string. We love it.
Well, it's great. You go for one thing, that doesn't bite, you get into something else, so you got everything you need right here.
That's right. Let's cut the tail off this one, and we will chunk another bait out there and see what we can get.
All right.
Oh yeah, here we got another one. Tell you what, they give a fight in here. I tell you, I don't know how much smaller tackle you'd want on them really for what they are. This is our bigger stuff, but they get in this current. You get a 10-pound fish turned sideways in this current, and he's going to flat give you some fighting. Oh, come here, boy, get away from the motor. Come over here, come here, come here, come here.
Well, you're going for sharks, and you got some drum coming in.
There's no.
Is that bluefish down there following?
I don't know, that's a blue or another drum.
Well, this is a wild spot, that's for sure.
Come here, buddy. One more time. There you go. Catching drum on a wire shark rig. Yeah, right, that's something.
You see that much?
He's a little smaller, about 24, 25. Boy, if that color isn't pretty though, jeez.
Yeah.
You know where to get the name Red Drum from. Oh, this will be much funner on this. Pre-rigged, ready to go, Owen rig. Watch this. Half a bait.
Now you catch a black nose on that rig.
Hey, look, I can handle that too, but I guarantee you I know what's going on this rig in about 30 seconds. Watch this. Make sure my drag's set. That shouldn't take too long. Catch that one when he takes off. I'll get this out of the way and get my other rigs ready. All right, another one.
Well, let's see, is this a drum or a black nose?
Oh, I guarantee you what that is.
Well, they sure fight just like one.
Don't they do? Watch here, we're gonna get a double right here. We're gonna get a double right here. This won't take long. How's your finger holding up? I forgot about that. That's kind of hard to reel, isn't it? With that?
I'm just holding it like a chopsticks.
I got you. I think I need to tighten that reel handle up once you get him in.
Yeah, it's a little loose, but I can get it.
All right, if you'll swing him over this side, let me get this rod out of your way here. You can back up and I'll grab him.
All right.
How about that?
Make sure he doesn't get in the engine here.
Yeah.
He wants to go back. There we go. Got him back around this way.
Okay. All right. Oh, come here, big boy.
Wow, what a fight.
He's still fighting. I want my rig back. Come here. I'm not going to hold it. There we go. Pretty little fish.
Man.
25 inches. All right.
Beautiful fish.
Aren't they though? All right. Let me get some more stuff in the water here.
Joe, I noticed you're doing a lot of chumming here with these menhaden.
That's right. No matter what I'm fishing for, whether it's sharks, and sharks especially, but drum, cobia, anything, good fresh bait or chum in the water is definitely helping. You can see how it's dropping in the water here where the current's taking it right back behind the boat.
Sure enough.
Anything within a few hundred yards of here is going to smell that, and in sharks' case, it's over half a mile. So they'll just come right up the current, up the tide line. They'll find out where all this bait's coming from. They'll run right into my nice fresh bait sitting on the bottom. So every little bit helps. And fresh cut menhaden is about as good as bait you can put in the water for chum.
Well, this is about the best type of setup you can have, isn't it, with the current running rather than having a very slow...
You won't catch much with a dead current. You need the tide moving one way or the other, and today it just happened to be on the incoming water.
Well, it's sure working well. That's
Yeah.
something just jumped up there on one of those baits you just had.
Well, let's put another rod out and see if we can catch one. Okay. He's coming up. See if we can't toss it out here and get another one. See if we can't get another one. And slide right past you. Oh well. Almost. I think he took my bait. I think he got, no, he's still there. Oh, there he is. Doubled up.
Wow.
What can I say? What can I say? All right, that's a full-grown one right there. We're going to have to get the net for yours.
Wow.
All right. All righty.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how, this one right here is probably not as big, but he's coming in. Whenever you get yours up there, I'll just put mine in the rod holder and I'll come over and get him. It's a pretty fish there. He's 30 inches or better.
Wow. He seems to want to come up this side.
That's good.
Oh, there he comes back this way.
That's right.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Come on over here, fish. All right. Yeah, this one's not quite as big. He's not fighting too much right now. Oh, well, that's what I said. Here, I'll go over and get yours. Is he over beside the boat?
Just about.
Big male here. Hear him drumming.
Is that okay where I got him?
Yeah, just fine. Just fine. If I can get that circle hook out. Good thing you pinched the barbs down on him.
Wow.
Pretty
Look at that.
fish. You want to catch that one I got on that other rod?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty fish.
Wow.
Pretty fish. I'll tell you what, let me slide right by you here. I'm just going to grab this rod and get it out of the way.
All right. Whoop. Oh,
That's all right.
out.
Hey, that's a quick release.
Broke off.
Broke my, I need to go with heavier line. That's only 60-pound mono there, so we need to do something a little bit heavier, but that'll work. That'll work. Let me find some 80 over here somewhere.
Wow. It's, yeah,
Unless we
after fighting those drum, I'm not sure now.
It's hard to tell. It could be a big drum, you know, it could be a shark. You just never
But it's sure
know.
holding.
Well, the good thing about it, I mean, they shake their heads just like a shark.
Yeah, yeah.
And they get in this current, and it's just such a pull.
This may be maybe it is
Might
a drum.
be a shark.
Yeah, maybe.
Might be. We'll find out.
Yeah.
He's running good anyway.
Boy.
We shall find out.
Yeah, there he
Normally a
is.
shark will dump twice as much line a little bit faster than that, even though these are pulling great. I mean,
They're already, by the time you already pick the pole up, they're already down.
oh yeah. Well, the good thing about these circle hooks do all the work for you. You don't have to say, yeah, that's another drum. These circle hooks do all the work for you. That's a nice one.
Jeez.
Like I said, they're a strong fighter, but then you get about a 4-knot current going with them. All right. Come here, Mr. Drimmy. Get those circle hooks out.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Isn't it a pretty fish? About a 6-pounder there. He's a little smaller, but he's got a pretty blue tail. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
That was nice.
That was great. I love it. Love it.
Joe, I noticed we've been here for a little bit, and all of a sudden the bites dropped off.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. You know, we were here at one part of the tide, and the drum, we caught a shark to start off with. That slacked up, the bluefish came in. Then the drum came in, the bluefish left. Well, now we got a little lull, the bluefish come back. And that's one of the things, you got to put your time in a tide change. I mean, a lot of people fish one spot for an hour, or we're not catching anything, let's leave. Well, if you'll fish that whole tide, at some point in another, especially here in the inlet, the fish are going to come in, and they'll come by you. So you never know when you're going to get a shot at them. So the longer you sit still, the more chances you have of catching a fish.
So the old saying, patience has its virtues, really holds true here.
It sure does, even though they're bluefish or not. Bait them up and throw another one out.
This one doesn't want to come in. There he comes.
Yeah, just got when they turn sideways, just hard to get them to move.
Yeah. Oh,
he
boy.
took off pretty good, but
Yeah.
not quite as hard as that shark did.
Yeah.
That'll be another 20, 5 to 30 inch drum, nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
They could push back in here again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Nice one.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna put mine in the rod holder and come and help you get that one.
Man, that's a beauty.
Pretty drum, aren't it?
Oh. Beautiful fish.
Oh, a double spot. Circle hook's got him right in the corner of the jaw, right where it's supposed to. Look at that. Double spot.
That's a
All
beauty.
right, let's get the other one
That
over
really
here
had
now.
a nice rose color to
Well,
it.
they turn sideways in that current, and it's just like dragging a log. Except when the log's taking line going the other direction. Shake that, there he is. Oh, that's a nice one.
Jeez.
That's a nice one. Come here, boy. Come here. Look at him cutting through. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That
Must
is
be a huge school.
That's, yeah, I'd say it's a couple hundred of them anyway. This is the biggest one I've caught today anyway. Pretty good when you can say that. Look at him, he's like a dolphin. He's cutting from side to side in the water. Oh boy, that's pretty right there. That's pretty. That is pretty right there.
Jeez.
That is pretty. We got a shark here. Oh, that's nice. That right there is a pretty drum. He's 30 inches. Good solid fish. Got that bright red color and white belly, blue tail, and a nice spot.
Joe, that was a good day, a busy day, but it goes to show being prepared for what may happen.
Well, especially out there, this was a flats area behind Beaufort Inlet. Again, we were set up to do a shark show and cover a research project that's going on with that. And yeah, these drums showed up, and it was so good. I mean, it was, you know, we had bait, we had fresh bait we were going to use for the sharks. So it's a good example of, you know, when you're in those waters that time of year, to have, you know, backup equipment, just because you never know how things will develop. But that morning, the drum moved in. It was on a tide change, and it was just as good a drum fishing as you'd ever want to have.
Well, let's go to Gear Time and find out more.
Well, Joe, we set out here to tag some sharks, see what was here. The sharks dropped off and the drum picked up. What do you think happened here?
Well, we had a big, you know, the tide was coming in, and the sharks, you know, normally are real, you know, you can count on them all the time, but today we caught one or two. But, you know, the big drum moved in. I say big drum, they were all 25 to 32 inches, and that just happens. You know, we fish the same rigs pretty much. We use circle hooks. We were using a small egg sinker, a shot of number 9 wire about 3 feet, and a 10-aught circle hook. And our rods are 7-foot, 30-pound class rods we're using for the sharks. It was a little big for the drum at first, but you know, you get them in this current, those fish turn sideways. You know, you need a little help to get them in.
It was a tough pulling them in.
Yeah, but then we switched. I had some lighter rods and circle hooks again with the Owen Lupton style rig right here, and that worked out real good for the drum. I mean, we ended up catching, I don't know, 12 or 15 nice drum in the 8 to 12, 13-pound range. So made for a real nice day's fishing.
It was great, and in a pretty quick time of it too.
Oh yeah,
they hit hard.
Once they come in, they stay there. It's just one right after the next until they move on. So hey, that's the way fishing goes.
Well, it was a great trip. I mean, we started out with shark, hit drum, hit bluefish, all on the same rigs.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it worked good, and we had a pretty day's fishing, and we'll get back out here again and do the sharks another time.
Sounds great. Had a great time.
Good.
Thanks, Joe and Chris, for that valuable information. Well, let's go to the kitchen. Donna's got a recipe today with trout.
Hi, today we're going to be making a breakfast trout recipe in the kitchen. And as I was getting ready to make this recipe, I went to the grocery and the recipe called for, Yukon potatoes that you cut yourself, bake them in the oven. I thought, there's got to be a better way to do this that's quicker, because we don't want to be baking potatoes unless you have some leftover potatoes from the night before. Then that's great, because then you can make this great recipe quick and easily in the morning. This would be a great, breakfast for dinner kind of recipe too. So I found some potatoes that were in the refrigerated section. They were already cooked and seasoned, which is fabulous. And so that's what I'm using here. These are cut into wedges, which I think look really great. They also have some diced ones too. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to saute these in my pan just with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of oil, just to get them warm. And then we are going to add just a little bit of paprika to this. These are rosemary and garlic, so they have some great flavors going on already. And then we're going to add just a little bit of some chopped onion if you want. You can do that. And as that sautés, your onions are caramelizing and your potatoes are warming up. Then we're going to add some smoked trout that has just been crumbled. And if you don't have smoked trout, you can use any kind of leftover fish you might have. If you like to smoke a certain type of fish, that's great too. So just add what you have and what you like. So we're just going to saute that all around. And while this is sauteing, I have a pan going here on my left, and I'm just going to be frying up some eggs. And I like to make mine sunny side because I think they look pretty. But if you don't like sunny side up eggs, you can use scrambled eggs too, or you can do poached eggs as well. We're going to add a little bit of some lemon juice to this, and I like to use fresh lemon juice, but if you don't have that, just use some out of the bottle. Use what you have. A little bit of salt and pepper, and then a little bit of some dill, and you can just tear this up with your fingers. If you don't have fresh dill, use the dill, dried dill out of your pantry. That's fine too. So like I said, we're just going to saute this up. Once it's all warm, we're going to serve it either in a casserole dish and top it with our eggs, or if you want, you can put it in a nice little individual cast iron skillet or an individual ramekin and top it with an egg and serve them individually if you want to do that as well. So, and you can also bake this in the oven a little bit if you want to crunch up or crisp up the top. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. You can see I have all the great flavors from the potatoes that I bought, and I'm just heating them up. I've topped it with my eggs. It's a great breakfast recipe, or it's also great for dinner if you want as well. I know we like to eat a lot of breakfast for dinner at my house. So I hope you enjoy this breakfast trout, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Thank you, Donna. That's a recipe you'll want to keep. Joe, a very pleasant surprise that day.
It really was. I love fishing for drum, and that just, like I said, we had a little bit of advance notice. Joe had been out there earlier in the week and had caught a few, and so it wasn't a total surprise. But I think it even caught him by surprise in the numbers that and how good they bit that morning. Of course, we had fresh bait. We had everything set up, for that. It's just, we had to change our plans, and that's part of, I think, coastal fishing is you sometimes go for a certain species and something else develops, so you need to be ready for anything, really.
Expect the unexpected.
Absolutely.
For Joe Albee, I'm John Moore. Thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.